Love yourself. Wake up in the morning and be like, hey, girl, you're amazing. You're great. You have to be confident in yourself every day.
Colorism is defined as the prejudice or discrimination against an individual due to the color or shade of their skin, typically amongst the same racial group. While colorism can affect a multitude of racial and ethnic groups, in the Black community specifically, it dates back to our times of slavery in the United States, when oftentimes the color of your skin determined the position you were given. This division caused friction. The effects of colorism have transcended into our current society and mainstream media.
My name is Chanel Thompson.
My name is Carrie Hawks.
Hi, I'm Aisha.
Hi, my name is Alicia.
Hi, my name is Tamika J.
Hi, my name is Whitney Reynolds.
Hi, I'm Shanika, and colorism has always been the elephant in the room.
My personal experience with colorism dates back like when I was pretty young, but I recall being in middle school and like girls telling me that I had to pick a side. Mm-hmm. So because I was like light skinned and I have one white parent and one Black parent, it was always like, oh, you have to choose like what side you want to be on. Like you can't be a part of both. Mm-hmm. And so at the time I remember like thinking it was crazy, and at like 12 years old, of course I don't really know like, oh, this is colorism that's happening.
And when I finally went to 6th grade, I went to private school. So the school was predominantly white and it was only 3 Black girls in the school. So my first experience there, and it wasn't even from a white person, it was from another Black male, and he was just like, hey, you look like a tar baby. Me in 6th grade, I'm like, well, tar baby, what does that mean? I didn't really understand what that meant. So I went home to my mom and I'm just like, Mom, this boy at school said I look like a tar baby. I was like, what does that mean? So my mom, she sat me down and explained tar is when you're paving the street, you have a fresh coat of tar. So basically that's what he was comparing my skin tone to, was the tar on the street. That was a hard place for me to be.
I remember once I was waiting in line for an art event in Brooklyn, like waiting right next to my friend, and then I took my turn, and then it was time for my friend to take her turn. And the woman was like, oh, I literally didn't see you. And she's darker complexion than me, and I'm like, we were here the whole time. Like, it just feels like sometimes I feel like I'm getting preferential treatment or like getting attention from people because of my skin color, being a lighter skinned person. And it's gross.
People kind of just always point it out to me. And then I've had like a weird thing where people will always try to either like assign me darker than I am. Like they'll, pick up like a browner shade of foundation and I'm like, girl, that doesn't match.
I recently just had a coworker say to me, Chanel, you're very pretty for a dark-skinned girl. And I was like, see, it's stuff like this that just causes controversy.
Then the media trickles down to real life. Like I witnessed it. Like one of my best friends, she's light-skinned, she's mixed, and she's very, very, very opinionated. And I feel like a lot of times, a lot of things that she says, if I was to say it, I feel like it would be looked at like, ooh, like you need to calm down. But when she says it, it's like, she's an opinionated woman. Like right. She can express herself, and it's just, it's unfair.
Hollywood, television, and music industries haven't done the best job of debunking these stereotypes or creating diverse and inclusive opportunities for all skin tones.
I think I've seen like across, like I spent some time in Asia and also some time in Latin America, and it seems like across a lot of different cultures and nationalities and ethnic groups, lighter skinned people tend to get more preferential treatment or high paying jobs or assume that they're smarter when like everyone is unique to each individual. So I feel like even beyond the Black community, like you have people using skin bleaching creams or trying not to get tan, and it's all this, like the closer to white, the closer to privilege, the closer to like class.
The perception is that light-skinned women are always better than dark-skinned women, and there's always been like a debate between the two.
Light skins are pretty.
Light skin is better than dark skin. Light skin is more beautiful than dark skin. Success was associated with light skin.
Zendaya said it herself recently. She was like, I am the acceptable Black girl, and that's a problem. And it is a problem. Everyone that I saw on television that looked like me was always the friend. They were the comic relief. They were the bully. They were never the protagonist. They were never the star of the show, the star of the movie.
But with the negative, we must look at the positive, and I will say, look at Black Panther. Look at, we know that we
Insecure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
I think we're still getting used to it too, because even like you'll see Lupita, everyone's like, now they're like, she's beautiful. But when she first came on the scene, I think people didn't know what to think. They were like, she's beautiful, but she's dark, and this confuses me.
While it's helpful to study the history of colorism and the roots that have formed such a negative space within our community, it's time to look forward and see what we and society as a whole can do to fix this problem.
Definitely talk about it, which we're doing right now.
Yeah, I think talking about it, and also like for people that make films or make media, celebrating the beauty of the diversity of African diaspora people.
Fixing it, I think it starts with the person first. First, you have to love yourself. So once I love myself, I can spread that to others and people in the community. I think if you don't love yourself and then you put that hate out there of other women, that's where the problem comes in. So we have to fix ourselves before we can fix the community as a whole.
And another thing, there are like so many different movements, like Melanin Poppin', My Black is Beautiful. So support this movement that are like, bringing, like raising awareness.
I don't think it's solely up to us because we control a certain amount of media, a certain amount of clout, a certain amount of power. I think it's going to need all people, and especially like Asian people, Latinx people, like across every different racial group, and white people too. But like I think it's a conversation that we need to be having more.
Conversations surrounding colorism are necessary. We must come together as one solid force to dispel these ugly stereotypes and remove the negativity from our community. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.